Welcome back, everyone. This is PowerPoint Module 3 Textbook Project Part number 2. So I'm going to close the format background and I'm going to go into normal view. So we're back in normal view. So here we're going to be inserting a table and we're going to add text to it and we're going to actually add some rows and columns and we're going to make it look all kinds of fancy. So I'm going to click on the slide 8 thumbnail and notice that we have the same options as here with the chart, and this will be a video which we'll do later on. So we're going to click on insert a table and it tells me that I want two columns and 4 rows. So here's our number of columns, 2 and 4 rows. And we'll click on OK. So that's good over here. So it wants me to add a row at the bottom and a row at the left. So I can click anywhere in the table and I can choose if I go into layout, here is insert below. I can click here and do the same thing, insert below. I can right click and choose insert, which is right here, and then I have to choose insert below. I could have also hit the tab key in here, but we're not going to do that. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to go insert left. So now we have 3 columns and we have 5 rows. So it wants me to input the data that's right here. So I am going to stop the video and pick back up after I input all of the data. Well, we magically created the table, so we're good over here. It tells us the table would look better if it was formatted differently. So it wants me to click the top left cell of the table and click the select button on there and then select row and center. You can do it that way, or you can just go till you get the arrow here, and it wants me to choose the center. So everything gets put here, and I missed the rank of concerns up top here. So let me choose rank. And I will need to center this here, and let me make sure this is centered. So somehow we did not get it centered. It did not seem to take, so let's try it again. There we go. So that takes care of centering the top row. You could also have gone to select, and you could select column. If I click here, I can go and select column or row in here and do the same thing. So again, many ways to do the exact same thing. Let us go and select a table, and then we're going to do a dark style accent 5/2. So I can select the table here. Now, if we were Microsoft Word, you would see that little box over here that you can select the table. But we're not. We're in PowerPoint, so we're going to go select table. And then we're going to go to the design, and we're going to choose dark style 2 accent 5. So let's go to design, and here's dark, and I believe it's the very last one. Dark style 2 accent 5/6. Now, I don't like the way this administrative problems looks. I'm more of let me go and select the table. I'm more of put everything in the middle. This centers it vertically. So you'll see a change in the administrative problems. If you want to do that, I do not believe it will take off for it. But I just think it looks much nicer when everything's centered. Especially if they all have more than one line like the legal compliance column has there. All right, so we've done that. Then we're going to do the effects, and we're going to do cell bevel, digit. So these are going to kind of make it look like buttons sort of with beveled on the side. So you'll see, let's go to table design. And what we want to do is we want to go to effects and cell bevel. And we want to do, I believe it's this one, which is divot. So you can see it kind of looks nice there. That is number 9. And then it actually shows me what it looks like. So we're good there. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to insert and format word art, which you should be fairly familiar with again. So we're going to click on a slide 3. And it wants me to click insert and word art and fill it with gold accent for soft bevel. Then it's actually going to have you change it. But let's go insert word art. And I believe it's the very first one, which is color 4 soft bevel. It tells me to click the edge of the word and drag it down to a blank area in the bottom of the slide. So all I have to do is get the double-headed arrow and drag it down. Notice that we have the guidelines to help us. And this is pretty good. Then it wants me to select the text, your text here, and decrease the font to make it 40. So here we're going to select the text. Now what I recommend doing is try to click here so you have the border. And then let's go to home and change it to 40 and see if it works. Which it did. The advantage of selecting the text is it just gives you the pop-up over here. So it's one less step they have to click on home. But, you know, whatever way that you like to do it in here. So now we're going to type in demand drives innovation. That is number 5. It tells me to select the text in the word object, and we're going to do the text fill. So let's change the text fill to tan accent 3 darker 25. So here is the shape format. Now here we want the text fill, and we want tan darker 24. Then we're going to click the text outline button, and we're going to do white text 1. So here's our text outline button, and we're going to do white text 1. And then what we need to do is go back, because I did miss a step. I knew that we are going to have to change it. So I'm going to click over here, and I want the, let me find the one that wants, it wants gold accent for soft bevel. Then it wants to change it to we're going to change this to tan accent 3 sharp bevel. Just got to find it. And so we're going to change this. I'm selecting this here, and we're going to change it to sharp bevel. There we go. Finally got it. Third time's the charm. So select the text in here. We did this. We did 7. We did 8. And we're going to do the text effects. And let's go here. And what we want to do is 3D rotation. And we want perspective relapse. Moderately, which I believe is here. And then we're going to do a transform, and we're going to do a triangle down. So let's go to text effect, transform, and here is triangle down. and shift, and it wants us to use the lower right sizing handle down about a ½ inch. So I'm holding the shift key down as it tells me, and we're just going to go down about a ½ inch. So that will take care of this, and I will move this a little bit and center it. And that is everything there. Then we're going to animate objects, and I will show you a few little tricks in here. So we're going to click the Slide 6 thumbnail. Now, part of my problem is I've done these so many times that I try to do them by memory and I skip steps, and I always say I'm not going to do it, I'm just going to read it, and then I get to going and boom. So now you have it. But the good thing is when I do that, it gives you an opportunity to see how you can correct things. All right, so we have the Slide 6 thumbnail. Click the Animations tab for the Smart Object. So to click the Animations tab, you want to be in the Smart Object itself. So here's the Smart Object. So we're going to go to Animations, and let's see what it wants. It wants to do Shape, which is right here. So you can see that it comes in. Then we're going to click it all at once. So here, let's click on Preview, and you can see what's going on. And let's change the effect options to all at once and preview it. And let me change the effect options to 1 by 1 so you can see how that works. And notice that you have all these different things in here. So it's 5. So here we're going to change the effect options back to what it tells us. So we're going to do all at once. And that takes care of that. We are going to notice that there's just a 1 over here. We're going to go and change the effect options so it's out. And now we're going to click on the slideshow button and just actually click on show the slides. So we'll click here, and nothing's going to happen until I hit my mouse key or hit the enter key. So the reason for that is because notice this is on click. So I'm going to change this to with previous and show you the difference. Notice that it came in automatically. Now we're going to go to slide 4, and we're going to click in fade on the bullets. So let me show you the difference between selecting them or clicking on the outline. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this and select them all, and then I'm going to choose fade. And notice that everything is 1. So that means no matter what I do, it's going to come in all at once. So what I'm going to do here is undo this, or I can choose it to no animation. I'm going to click on the outline itself. Notice the solid line. I'm going to click in fade again. And notice that it's coming in 1 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And that will take care of this. We're going to change the... let me just read this for a second. Click the effect options in the animation book and click all in once and click the duration arrow. So again, we can click in the effective options here and change it to all at once. And now notice that it comes in. And we can then click it back to separate, or we can do all at once because that's what it's telling us to do. So those are how you can go from one to the other. Then we're going to change the timing to 1.50. So here's our timing. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and that makes it 1.50. If you want to preview it, you can see that it takes 1.5 seconds to be fully in. And we want to click economy in the text aisle, and we're going to do a motion path in here. So I'm clicking economy in the text object, and just for the heck of it, I'm going to double click over here, and I'm going to go to the path here, and I'm going to do arcs. And notice that it has no effect because it works on the whole thing. You can change everything here. If you can make it a wider arc. So let's go to preview, and you can see that it's a little bit wider and longer. So you can mess with that as well. And then the problem with this is it's going to do these first, then it's going to do this second. So let's preview, and you'll see what's going on. So what we want is we want to move this, number 2, we want to move this earlier. So now notice this is number 1, and then these are number 2. So let's go and do the whole slideshow. I'm just going to hit F5, and I'm going to use my arrows to go back and forth. And notice the economy defined goes in here. So let's go back and let's fix this, and let's just make this with previous, and then let's make this after previous. And let's see what happens in here. So let's do Shift F5 and see what happens. So that went right away, and then these came in. So those are different things that you can do to get different effects in here. But remember, if you change this to on click, things will halt until you actually do it. So if you don't get the effect that you want, it's really not too hard to fix in here. So that takes care of that presentation part. And now we're doing the very last one, is insert and edit a digital video. So let's go to, on the home tab, we want to point to layout, and we want to click on content. So this is, we want to be on the same one. So we're going to change the content of the slide to content. So now we have another content box over here, and we're going to click on a video. We're going to insert the art video here. Click on insert. So now we have it. If you click here, you can see it doing it. And it does have some sounds, not very loud. So that takes care of number 2. Now, I did this purposely on wrong. So let me do it again and show you that you've got to read the whole slide instruction because it wants to link to a video. So let's click on the insert here. Let's click here. And let's go down arrow and click link to file. And it may look the same, but it actually does something different. So it'll explain that to you, what will happen in here. So let me go back in here. So basically what it really means is you're not embedding the PowerPoint with the video itself to make it bigger. You're actually just linking it to it. So the PowerPoint video stays the same in size, and it just runs the video. So we've done the play pause in here, and then we want to, let's see, we want to create a 6-second, we want to add a bookmark in here. And then I believe we need to format it. So let's go back to the beginning. We did the play pause. We did the play in here. We're going to click the control video at about 6 seconds. So here is 6 seconds. So we're clicking it in here. So now I don't see anything that says insert bookmark. That's because we're in format. So what we need to do is go to playback, and we just want to add a bookmark. And you'll see a little dot there. Then we want to show the video, the play pause, video 2's format. So now what we want to do is go into the reflected bevel in the video styles. So here is format. Let's go video styles. And it's a little bit, actually video format. So we want to find the reflected black in the intense section in here. So it's one of the ones that, there it is, reflected black. So it doesn't look like it changed anything in here. So click over here and save it. And now you can see it, how that works. Save it. And that is everything. So we're good to go. So I'm going to stop the video right now and show you a few quick little hints. So let's